Hi guys, hope you are well. Welcome back to another video. So today's video is how we listen to our heart and not our head. And the reason why we do this is because our head contains the ego, and the ego can never be satisfied regardless of how much you give it, how much you do. It's always going to want more and more. And the reason for that is because it is just a control mechanism within our body that controls our daily thoughts and our thought patterns and how we should be able to live our life. So with that said, what that means is we are evolving from out of our head and into our heart. And when we talk about the layering of the awakening, that is what we're doing. So we are not losing the ego. The ego is going to die because that is what happens, but it's also being rebirthed at the same time. So the ego will go and Christ consciousness will come in. So for the ego to go, we have been facing patterns within our spiritual awakening that's testing and dealing with our ego and making our ego shake it off and let go. Now the ego is not necessarily a bad thing. The ego is just some part that we've tapped into, that we've allowed to control our day to day. But what we found is it can never be satisfied and it can never be complete. And in your heart, because unconditional love, as I keep saying, is all there is, completion is where that fulfillment will come from. So I'm not saying that you can't be successful in business and things like that, because you can, but you can do it by doing it from your heart, by doing it from the way that you love. When we set these sort of businesses up, we set them up from our heart in the very beginning, and then we change to our head, and our head becomes material focused. So in the initial stage we might be all about, oh, I want to set it up because of love, because of helping people, and then we see a little bit of money from it and go, I want that money, I want to be the most successful, I want to have the biggest business, I want to have the biggest car, I want to have the biggest boat, I want to, and you keep going on and on and on and on down the same pattern, down the same road, and you keep getting these things because you are manifesting them. As a creator in your life, you have already learned how to manifest, so you've manifested them into your world. However, you are not satisfied, and that's the problem. So this is why we say get out of our head and into our heart, is because we are looking for satisfaction. We are looking for oneness, and oneness does not come from your head or from the outside. It comes from the inside, from your heart. So by following your heart and doing something that you love and creating something that you love, can still come with all the luxuries of the wealth. You know, you don't have to lose all of that just to gain what it is that you're looking for. However, the ego is so big on some people. It becomes out of control. You know, it becomes power over people, power over oneness, power over, to a point where the power has thought it can actually come across bigger than our creator. It's got that big. So where does that end up? You know, so we have got to stop going for power, stop going for greed, stop going for just literally going with our heads. And we need to start focusing on going with our hearts, going within. What feels great? What do we love to do? What do we get satisfaction from? And what you find is there's none of this power, because power is just like so negative. So what you want to do, you want to then go with the kindness, the giving. And it's not just giving, it's when you create something, you create something for the good of others, and not for self-centered delusional ideas. So it's about giving from, like, you could give somebody a job from your heart and you listen to their story of their life and go, oh gosh, I really want you to work for me because of how you are, or these are the sort of people that you attract. So like I say, you can go and watch multimillionaires, billionaires, and they will all tell you the same, is that they thought that power and money and things would make them satisfied in life, but they come to the end of their life and wish that they never did half of what they've done, because they've wasted the time that they could have had that love with the family. They've wasted that time that they could have had that love with themselves, and they get to end a life and it's, let's repeat this same pattern again, and they will go over that time and time again, which is very sad because it's a very, very empty life. And the same goes for people who's got no money. You know, you can be on benefits and still go through a very, very empty life. So we're not saying that because it is money, but what I'm saying is it creates a need for more, and that need for more is what causes destruction within our whole society, because everybody wants the need for more. Everybody wants the bigger shops, everybody wants the bigger cars, everybody wants the bigger houses. Businessmen want to create better internets, better broadbands, better speed, outdo competition, outdo small businesses, and then we end up with just disruption across all of it. And then, okay, then so we'll start things like wars, and then with that, then they have like bigger ammunition, bigger, you know, where does that end up? Where does it end up? Because it doesn't end up closer to source. It does not end up closer to our creator. It does not end up being a fulfilled spirit and soul, which is what we are. We've got to remember this body, when we go, just don't go anywhere, and neither does all that money, and neither does all that power. All it does is get stored in the spirit body energy and come back time and time again to relive the same patterns. So if you want to stop living these patterns and start to make changes today, you've got to start doing that from yourself. And the only way you can do that is start letting that power go from your head, and realize it's not even important. It's a black puff of smoke that the light can just get rid of in a second. So just be wary of that. There is no power that we hold on to. You can't hold on to it. The light will come in and that will just dissolve, and it will dissolve an ego in seconds, and it will have you broken. And that is what the Christ energy is doing. And if you're prepared to go through a lot of that, then keep holding on to that power, keep holding on to that success, because you're not successful. What you are actually doing is making it harder for yourself for this evolution. You are absolutely making it harder. So what I will suggest is you can work on yourself. You can start working on yourself today. You can think, actually, I want fulfillment, I want it from my heart, and I want to be able to evolve, and I want to be a successful person, which you can still be. There's nobody ever said that you couldn't still be that. You can just do it with joy, with happiness for all. And what do you need it all for anyway? Do you know, what do you need it all for? Just to sit in bank? It's just paper. That means nothing. I mean, granted, have a comfortable life. I'm not saying don't. But once you've got your comfortable life, you don't need to keep going more, bigger, 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 bigger. So I would just, you know, basically think about this evolution, my ego, and when I start feeling this shake, what is going to shake and how hard is it going to shake from? So we just can't focus on our head, guys, and that's basically what this video is about today, is don't go with your head, because when you do, when this light comes in, you're going to be the one that feels this the most. Once you're into your heart, once you're into that love, once you're into that light, that's when you will start going through the shifts as everyone else will do, but you will go through it on the boat instead of under the water. And that's all I can say about it. Is, you know, people are saying cruise ships are coming. Well, if they are, then we're on water that we're going into next. So if we're on water, where do you want to be? Do you want to be the one swimming out of breath non-stop, or do you want to be the one sat with your feet up having a cocktail on the boat? Because I know which one I'd sooner be. But the only way we can get there is by letting go of the ego and going with the heart, because that heart energy is all that exists. That heart energy is Christ energy. That heart energy is this evolution. So it's taking place, nothing can stop it. It has already started to happen and we're already starting to feel it. So with that note, guys, have a lovely day and I will catch you in another video. So please do like, subscribe, leave comments, and I will speak to you soon. Take care for now. Bye.